Hey guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. So we're doing another their thoughts and feelings for you reading. I'm thinking I might do these types of readings more often. Just kind of something I'm still deciding on and thinking about. So we'll see, but I have 5 piles to choose from, so you can go ahead, choose your pile now if you haven't already. I added these stones as kind of like paperweights to keep the piles from blowing away, so you can also feel free to kind of let your intuition be drawn into a pile based off of the stone on your pile. And yeah, that's it. We'll get into your reading. Okay, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the green fluorite cube here and the magician card. So this top card I decided will represent the person who's thinking about you and having feelings towards you. So with the magician, that is Gemini energy. And for me, when I think of the magician, well, okay, actually, first thing could be that you feel as though you've manifested this person, like this is someone that you've wanted to come into your life long before, or just before they came into your life. Yeah, like you were wishing for someone, you were wishing for a friend, you were wishing for a love interest, something like that. So that could be kind of how you identify this person, the person who's thinking about you. And so yeah, Gemini energy, this could be someone who's very smart, someone who's talkative, someone who's a good communicator. When I think of the magician, I think of someone with a strong throat chakra. So they're able to easily communicate their needs. This I don't feel like this would be a shy person. Usually, when I think of the magician, I kind of imagine someone who, like, obviously this doesn't have to be the case, but if you've bought coffee before from a coffee shop, usually they're very charismatic, asking you questions, very talkative. And I've met a lot of people who are kind of like seem to be like smooth talkers that work in those like positions. So I don't know. I feel like this could be someone who's charismatic, easily gets, excuse me, sorry, easily gets what they want. This could be someone who is physically attractive. I feel like maybe a bit of like pretty privilege coming through, even if this is a guy. Maybe, yeah, they can easily convince people to do things for them, something like that. Yeah, so next thing what we're going to do is I want to take a look at, I want to roll some astro dice to kind of see how this person is currently viewing you at this time. So this magician energy here. How are pile one's person viewing them at this time? Okay, so we have the ninth house. We have North Node. We have Leo. Well, that's a lot of fire energy. Um, hmm. So with Leo, they could see you as someone who's very loyal to them. Um, Leo does make me think of the fifth house, so like maybe they see you as someone who has a lot of fun, maybe laughs a lot. You're very passionate. I see Leo, the sign of Leo, as people who are generally very creative. A lot of the Leos that I've met have been artists. So maybe they think of you as like a good artist, you're creative, you like to have fun. I would say this person enjoys your presence. And with ninth house and north node, that's interesting. I think they would probably see you as someone who's, yeah, quite adventurous. Like maybe you like to travel, you talk about places you want to travel. The ninth house is also about learning. And so they could see you as someone who's extremely wise, someone who loves to learn, someone who's spiritual. And it could be that they view you as someone who's actively moving your life in a direction that feels more spiritual, feels more like maybe creative. Like there's a lot of fire energy here. They might see you as someone who's extroverted, someone who's um loving to explore new things. They could maybe also see you as someone who's restless. I feel like with Leo and the ninth house, maybe you could have a lot of hobbies as well. So yeah, and yeah, with the North Node too, maybe just very like focused on your future. I'm sure you're probably aware of your North Node placement. So usually I feel like people who are aware of that and kind of, know to integrate their North Node like signs into themselves to be a more balanced person. I feel like they could see you as a very balanced person. Okay, let's take a look at your other cards. So we have the clouds and we have the key. So I thought that's interesting. So now we're getting into like their feelings for you or their thoughts about you. So with the key and the clouds, this could be them thinking about maybe being a bit confused about something in their connection with you and looking for answers or solutions. I also was kind of reading up on combinations of the Lenormand, and this could also kind of represent someone who's wanting to clear confusion and give you some sort of like an honest truth, like clear something up for you. So maybe, if you feel confused in this connection, it could be that they're thinking about being honest with you, opening up with you, clearing some confusion. Otherwise, it seems like they're looking for that some sort of like answer to their questions. And I would assume, I'm sure most of you are here for a romantic connection, so I'm sure that probably has to do with maybe they're wanting to figure out how you feel towards them, or maybe like more of what this connection's about. So let's see what else we have. The High Priestess. We have the Two of Swords. And then we have the Page of Cups. So we could have Cancer energy here with the High Priestess and the Page of Cups. Maybe both of you could actually be water signs. We also have air energy here. So what I kind of get from this, as far as like their thoughts about you, their feelings towards you, this makes sense. I do feel like it's kind of like the key in the clouds represents wanting clarity on maybe your feelings for them. Because we have the Two of Swords, and first of all, the lady on the Two of Swords, and this is like basically a new creation of the Rider-Waite tarot. She has a blindfold on her face, so she can't see. And it feels like there's something that's unclear, and that's a lot of what they're thinking about. And I think it's I'm kind of looking at the High Priestess and the Page of Cups as two different people, and maybe that explains you and this person. It seems as if there's a need to maybe express more feelings, something like that, because the High Priestess is very like quiet, secretive, not always revealing things. So I think that's like they see you as maybe a mystery, someone that they can't fully get to know or can't fully read, or if you have feelings for this person, it may be that they're thinking you hide it very well, and it makes them feel a bit confused as to whether you genuinely have feelings for them or not. Because then we also have the Page of Cups too, which I kind of see that as maybe more your person. I don't know if this person could be a bit younger than you, or maybe a bit immature when it comes to expressing their emotions for someone. The Page of Cups to me comes across as a nervous energy, a shy energy, someone who wants to kind of know more about a situation before being confident enough to kind of go towards something. So I kind of feel like that represents like a nervousness to, and like as I'm saying that, my hand's like shaking. This person could get a little shaky around you, like very nervous. And I also feel like the page is kind of like, I don't normally see it this way, but maybe it's like they're wanting to give you something, like initiate a conversation, give you a compliment, maybe confess some feelings. Probably not for all of you, but if they think about that, maybe they kind of get very nervous about that idea, and it seems as if it's hard for them to make a decision. Because the Two of Swords also, yeah, it represents indecision, not knowing which route to take, and often can come along with a lot of fear that's keeping you like trapped in a way. Like, if I make this decision, what could happen? And it's in a more negative way, like thinking of the worst that could happen. So I think it's like they don't want to embarrass themselves by, expressing more emotion to you, or maybe expressing more of their attraction to you, before knowing like exactly how you feel. So I think if they don't really know, like they're not fully confident that you have the same feelings, it causes this person to doubt the connection, doubt themselves. They lose a bit of confidence. And I think mostly what they think about is just wanting to have a clear idea about the connection with you, like maybe where things are headed with you, what your feelings are. I think this person doesn't want to feel so uncertain about you or with you. So let's see. We have two owls here. It's interesting actually because they're coming up as the magician energy. And you have this like ninth house energy, which I see as a very like spiritual, sort of like very wise energy within you. So, and with them, like the magician, so maybe they feel like with these two owls that, yeah, maybe there's an intuitive connection here. We have the high priestess, so maybe they're thinking like even if you don't say things like explicitly, like express your feelings towards this person, it seems as if maybe this person has gotten some sort of like signs, maybe through like your body language or something like that, that you're probably attracted to them or you like them. They definitely question things. So I feel like it's like you're quiet or you haven't expressed your feelings, but maybe your body language shows that you're attracted to them on some level or interested in them. And yeah, we have these two owls here. So maybe there's an intuitive connection, or they just feel like both of you are very wise people. So this is the empathy card. Empathize without judgment and share freely to deepen connection. And then your other card here, we have two letters. So it does make me think like, yeah, with this Page of Cups, like they're wanting to maybe message you, give you some sort of gift, or maybe just like open up more to you. Like even this like letter here is like open and full of like hearts. And this one's closed. So maybe it's like, I don't know, I kind of get the feeling like they want to confess something to you. They want to open up with you, but it's like maybe they're seeing you as someone who wouldn't open up the same way or something, and they're a little worried that maybe you two don't share the same depth of feelings for each other. So yeah, this card is admiration. Share what you admire about each other to boost confidence. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's a little bit of shaky confidence here. Like I feel like this person, yes, share what you admire about each other. I think that's they want to do that. Like they want to open up with you and like maybe compliment you or just like share more of their feelings towards you, express admiration for you. I feel like they're hesitant to do that because they might want to see that from you first to kind of boost their confidence that, yeah, you like them, you are attracted to them, you have the same feelings. I feel like this person feels a little unsafe and it's causing them to not really take action. And the empathy card to me kind of feels like they're trying not to take these things personally. Like I feel like they may feel like they understand you even if they don't fully get, a full expression of your emotions or something like that. Like they have on some level some confidence that you might feel the same way, which causes them to kind of maybe ruminate about you, think about you, and consider coming towards you or like initiating something with you or opening up to you. I think if you come across as a bit secretive or shy, and you haven't fully expressed your feelings for them or something like that, like neither of you are really doing that, but you can sense that there's an attraction, I think that, again, they're trying not to take it personally. Um, like this, empathize without judgment and share freely to open or to deepen connection. So it's like, yeah, I think it's like they don't want to rush you to open up with them, or express your feelings towards them. Like they're not wanting to push for it. It says empathize without judgment and share freely. So it's like they want you to do that when you feel ready or when you're comfortable. But they're really hoping that maybe you do that sooner than later because, yeah, they want to hear something from you, maybe a compliment or that you're attracted to them or see more evidence that you share the same feelings before maybe approaching you more or opening up with you more. So that's basically it for your reading, Pile 1. I hope that it resonated, and thank you for watching, and I'd love to have you back for another reading. Bye. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So you chose the Petersite stone here and the Devil. So let's get into your reading and see what your person's current thoughts and feelings are towards you. So this top card is kind of supposed to represent your person who's doing the thinking and feeling towards you. So for the Devil, to me that represents, like, first of all, this might be the most unlikely scenario that I'm going to start with, but maybe it's that you've bonded with this person over some great challenges in your life. Like, to me, it makes me think of like kind of like two depressed people who kind of bond over, certain traumas in life or, problems they've been through, challenges in life. And it's like you're a source of comfort for each other through those experiences. Otherwise, the Devil representing a person, I feel like that could represent like a depressed person, someone who, like, I would think of someone who often creates excuses for why they're not able to do the things that they want to do in life. So they're very trapped and held back by their maybe negative thinking patterns that tell them they can't do things, they can't accomplish things, or it would be too difficult to even, be worth the effort. So that, yeah, this could be someone who does struggle with a bit of pessimism, maybe not always the most optimistic person. This could also be with the Devil, someone who does deal with like addiction. And this could be someone who heavily relies on you to feel good or safe. They could come across as codependent possibly. And then for others of you, I also think of like the Devil energy, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, this Capricorn energy. This could be someone who is very sexual as a person. Like maybe that's how you recognize this person. They're very sexual or something like that. Can come through with the Devil. So let's roll your Astro dice, and I want to see how your person is currently seeing you. At this time. So for pile 2, how is their person currently seeing pile 2? Okay, we have Taurus, the second house, interesting, and we have Mercury. Yeah, that's interesting. Actually, I also forgot that the Devil, you could also see this person as like having a, because with addiction, it could also be like this is a workaholic type person. So you could see this person is very busy, always working, feels compelled to make money or something like that. But that's interesting for how they're viewing you. We get the Taurus and second house energy here, which is interesting since Taurus rules the second house. So resources, maybe they see you as someone who, is trying to make money, is trying to save money. Perhaps, with Taurus in the second house, maybe they see you as someone who has saved a lot of money, like you're good at doing that. Yeah, maybe they think of you as someone who does think about money a lot or think about your job a lot. Maybe you talk about your job often. The second house also relates to your self-worth. So honestly, I kind of feel like Taurus is a very stable sign. So maybe they might see you as someone who does have a good amount of self-worth. You're a patient person. You don't feel the need to rush. You're a very stable person, so even if you get down, it's like I don't feel like they see you as someone who has like maybe very big mood swings or something like that. Like you're quite composed. They could also see you as someone who enjoys cooking or enjoys like comforts with your senses. So maybe they feel like you are someone who pays attention to how good you smell and you smell very good, or like maybe your house smells very good, the food you cook smells very good, something like that. Or maybe, like even just like other senses, maybe you're someone who I've met people who care about like texture and stuff like that. Like I had a coworker who you would often just randomly find her pinching a shirt in like a certain way. And you're like, what are you doing? She would explain that like there's certain shirts that feel different and like she likes to test them out. I don't know. Maybe you're someone like that. You do things like that or something. But they could also see you as someone who's very smart, someone who's interesting to talk to. Maybe you talk again about work with this person, or maybe even talking about better ways of like saving money or something like that. That's kind of what I get. So hopefully that does resonate. But let's take a look at your other cards and see like, how this person, their thoughts and feelings towards you. So we have the book and the dog. So this was interesting. What I did before this reading was I wanted to actually kind of look into interpretations of the Lenormand combos. So the dog represents like maybe a loyal friend, a loyal person, someone you can trust. And then the book is also could be about mystery, about learning. Sometimes it's, with mystery, it's like it's a closed book and you don't see too much like information, or maybe it's more about like an open book where you can learn things. So I don't know. I feel like what came through was that this could be someone who is in some way kind of like dedicated to get to know you better. Especially with them coming across as the devil, it could be that they are like they have a lot of their attention on you. It is a loyalty in a way, but it's coming from a place of lack. So this person could be again loyal to you, codependent on you. It could be that they kind of blindly follow what you say. It's possible. Or they could feel like they could learn a lot from you with the book. Like I definitely, with you coming up with Mercury energy, I would say they probably see you as someone who's very smart. So they might be thinking about that, like what they could learn from you, maybe kind of following your advice on things. Yeah, and because they follow you, they might look up to you in some way or kind of put you on a pedestal a little bit. So it's like anything you say, they are likely to believe you without maybe doing research themselves. Who knows if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that dog could definitely represent like this very like unwavering loyalty to you and what you say and what you know. So let's see. We have the Seven of Cups. I'm going to push these up so you can see all the cards fully. Let's see, we have the Nine of Cups here. Yeah, okay. I do feel like this person, they think highly of you. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Huh. Interesting. So generally for me, when codependency comes up, like the energy of it within a reading, I usually take that as a sign as someone in the connection doesn't feel like they're getting everything that they feel they need to feel secure in a connection. But this is interesting, something I think about from time to time. If you've, heard about attachment styles, I'm sure you have. We have like disorganized attachment, we have anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, secure attachment. This is something I like to think about a lot, and something that I've noticed is you typically never see an anxious attachment person like well, okay, here, more of like the better way to say it is you kind of typically always see an anxious attachment person with some sort of avoidant person. And I think the reason for that is because, well, attachment styles can definitely change. I would say, let me not get too far into this, but basically, like, they could see you as like maybe a more avoidant attachment person and they're like an anxious attachment style person. I would definitely say that might be true because they feel left out in the cold by you with the Five of Pentacles. They wish for you with the Nine of Cups. Like they definitely place like a lot of value in you, on you in some way. Like you have the ability to make this person feel extremely happy, like their wishes are coming true type of thing. And it could be because they feel like in other areas of their life feels quite lacking. So maybe this in comparison to many other things or everything else is maybe the only thing that makes them feel good or happy or excited. And that could be kind of a dangerous thing. That does fit in with addiction. Sorry, I'm like bringing up so many different ideas in your reading. Hopefully, it's not boring for you, but I find these things interesting. And there was a study done, I think, with like rats or mice or something, where they basically got these mice addicted to pressing a button, I think, that would give them treats. And they would eventually just sit there pressing the button regardless of whether it was giving them treats or not, because they were so addicted to the feeling of getting a treat from pressing this button. They didn't want to do anything else. The only way to get the like rats or mice out of this like these addictive like tendencies was to fill their cage with many other things that are enjoyable. And that's something that's interesting to think about. I think this person feels like they don't have a lot in their cage. Like they don't have a hamster wheel to run on. They don't have, I don't know, a lot of fun things to be doing. So maybe in comparison to everything else in their life, you're like the best thing for them. Which sounds cool, but like that's probably something they might need to pay attention to and maybe work on. But yeah, so it's like they fantasize about you a lot. They might feel like they don't really fully know what to expect with you. It's possible that you come across as like an avoidant type for this person, that they're constantly like craving you or something. And the reason why I bring that up too is because I feel like, it's kind of essentially like some sort of energy exchange where we're not like explicitly telling the other person, this information, but like our bodies can feel it and it makes us react differently. Because even as someone who would say I was like an anxious attachment person in the past, I've even like grown to secure attachment, even towards avoidant attachment myself, based off the person and the energy I'm with. So like if someone becomes too much with their anxiety in a connection, it could cause another person who's otherwise secure in a connection to become more avoidant and start pushing the other person away. And maybe that's what they're experiencing with you. Like they feel like you've pushed them away, you become avoidant with them. It leaves them with this like constant questioning and feeling like, they don't really know what they're going to get with you, but they really hope it's going to be something good. And I feel like it could be that this person has very high hopes for the connection with you. And it can, not that your connection with this person is bad or you've truly let them down, but because their expectations might be so high, it might be easy for them to feel disappointed by something, even something very little. So I feel like they might be feeling like a bit disappointed, feeling left out in the cold by you, feeling like they don't know what's going on in the connection with you. So we have this heart with a key. I definitely feel like they feel like you have the key to their heart. We have connection, embrace new experiences, and create lasting memories through shared activities. And then we have these chocolate strawberries. Appreciation. Regularly expressing gratitude for your partner's actions helps them feel valued. Yeah, definitely with the way that they see you with the Astro dice, like maybe it seems to them that you're more focused on work, or maybe like some sort of responsibility rather than, it definitely feels like this person is often maybe waiting around for you, waiting to hear from you. And it seems like they want a stronger connection with you. They want to spend more time with you, do, shared activities with you, express their appreciation for you. Um, and I think it's more like they want to kind of like what came through in pile one of like asking, like they want something from you to help them feel more confident in the connection. I feel like that's coming through in this reading where maybe they wish that you expressed more appreciation for them so that, it made them help them feel valued, because I definitely feel like this person values you, but I do feel like they might feel as if sometimes you don't recognize the value in them. And if you were to express more appreciation for them, or tell them how much you value them, like I feel like it would put them in this Nine of Cups energy where they're feeling very satisfied, very emotionally fulfilled, very happy, feeling like maybe like a wish came true. So I don't know. This energy makes me feel like maybe you're questioning your feelings for this person, or something like that. So, just be careful, because I do feel like this person might be very attached to you. And yeah, I guess that's all I'll say about that. So that's your reading. That's how your person's currently, thinking and feeling about you. So hopefully that resonated with you, and thank you for watching. I'd love to have you back in a future reading. And that's it. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose this white stone. Not sure what this one is, but let's take a look at, we're going to get into your cards and see what your person's current thoughts and feelings are. So this top card here, you have Temperance. This is supposed to kind of represent your person who's thinking about you and feeling things for you. Maybe like kind of like express like or explain the connection with this person. With Temperance, that's related to Sagittarius energy. This could be someone who really likes to have fun, maybe not always taking things so seriously. I see Sagittarius energy as being very playful, liking to go on adventures. This could be, yeah, with Sagittarius energy, I think of someone who kind of likes to take risks. So yeah, this could be someone who's extroverted, not very shy, kind of a very expressive sort of energy. Sagittarius could also, if we think about the ninth house, like this is someone who likes to learn, someone who enjoys maybe other cultures, someone who, again, likes travel, new experiences, kind of constantly craving a new experience. The Temperance card makes me think that perhaps your connection with this person is very easy. Like maybe you don't have a lot of problems with this person. You enjoy each other's company and you feel comfortable in each other's company. So there's not a lot of arguments or fights or maybe like sorts of like negative tension going on in the connection. It just feels like it flows. You understand each other. For some of you, it could also be with the Sagittarius energy that this is someone who comes across as a very wise person. I also thought with Temperance can be about balance and healing. I kind of got the sense for some of you, maybe it's like this person has been through like maybe a deep healing. So maybe it's like the person they were years ago or, a long time ago is like definitely very different than the person they are now. And maybe it's like they've made a lot of sort of healthy changes in life. something like that. So hopefully that kind of gives you a clue of this person, like it resonates with this person who's thinking things and feeling things about you. But I'm going to roll some astro dice next, and we're going to see like how your person is currently viewing you. So for pile 3, yeah, pile 3, I had to check. Pile 3, how is their person currently viewing them? Okay, so we have the 5th house, we have Neptune, and we have Scorpio. Okay, so yeah, they definitely see you as someone who like likes to have fun. The 5th house, along with like maybe, well, okay, they have the Sagittarius energy, but I don't know. The 5th house can be like, it's having fun. I don't know. For some reason, I get like gambling. I don't know. Maybe they think of you as someone who likes to gamble or something like that. Kind of makes me think of that with like Neptune energy coming out too. But with Scorpio and Neptune, they might see you as someone who's very aware. Someone who, like there could be an intuitive connection. It could be that you read people extremely well. So it's like they can't really hide things from you, but also Scorpio energy comes across as like kind of private and hidden themselves. So like maybe they see you as someone who's a bit secretive, a bit mysterious, definitely with Scorpio and Neptune. It seems as if maybe this person feels like they can't really read you too well. Like you're kind of a mystery for them. It could be that they kind of have a very dreamy idea about you that maybe you feel is not necessarily the most accurate idea of who you are. So I don't know, maybe this person could have a tendency to fantasize about you a lot. And yeah, like there's like with the 5th house can kind of talk about romance and dating and stuff like that. So maybe they see you as someone who's looking for dates, who's looking for romance. Maybe you've gone on dates with this person. We also have, like, with the Scorpio energy, it could be that they see you as someone who's very, like, sexy. They could see you as someone who's, very enticing in that way. And it's kind of like your mystery to them in some way. So I would say maybe you haven't done anything with this person, but they might think of you as someone who really thinks about those things, like very romantic things, physically romantic things, and like daydreaming about those types of things. Maybe with them, who knows. So let's see, let's take a look at your cards and see, more of their thoughts and feelings towards you. So we have the Cross. And then we have the Child. Oh, okay. This one was an interesting combination. You know what? Just to refresh my memory, you know what? So I explained to the other piles, I wanted to look into Lenormand combinations as a maybe like interesting messages that come through. I know one thing that came through with the Cross and the Child. It could be that this person, maybe you have a child with this person. Maybe this person has a child, but it could be that there's like some sort of complications with a child. In some way. But let me pause the video just to refresh my memory on that. So I'll get back to you in just a second. Alright, and we're back. Sorry about that. But yeah, this combination had a lot of sort of interesting interpretations. Yeah, I don't know. This person could have a child, and maybe like what they think about when it comes to you is like they have a heavy responsibility with children. Could also be that this is someone who's kind of like immature, and not wanting to understand like maybe the hardships in an issue or a challenge or problem. could also be someone who's not really taking responsibilities seriously. Could also be this is someone who's really bogged down by life's responsibilities so much so that their inner child is not really able to kind of come out and play. So I don't know, with the temperance energy coming out with your person and explaining your person, I would say maybe it's that they do come across as maybe it resonates more that they're a bit immature when it comes to responsibilities. They play around a little too much and maybe they're not ready to take on bigger responsibilities. And I don't know, it could also be that they might be thinking about you like that. Please don't get offended. The only reason why I say that is because you come out with Neptune in fifth house energy, where it's like maybe you're off, having fun and people don't really know where you're at because you're missing and you're doing something, that's, more fun or something like that, where you have a very sort of playful energy. So maybe it's they're kind of questioning whether you can handle bigger responsibilities or not, like if you're responsible enough for that, or if, you kind of are a bit too playful or something like that to handle maybe, I don't know, children or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of interesting sorts of messages that came through, but let's see. We have Justice, Libra energy here. We have the Magician, we have Gemini energy, lots of air energy, it seems, coming through. So maybe it's that they're doing a lot of thinking about you at this time, rather than like focused on their feelings at this time. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. There's a lot here kind of talking about balance. Like, I do feel like your connection with this person is well balanced in some way. Um, yeah, they could be thinking about you that you're a very fair person. I do kind of, well, hmm. I do kind of get the sense that they're thinking, I think, okay, sorry, it's taking me a while to get the sort of messages out, but I think that they kind of are thinking about how you two would make, like if you two would make maybe a good partnership or something like that when it comes to responsibilities. So maybe it's something like you two have a lot of fun together. You guys are always joking around with each other. It's a very playful energy with you two, but maybe they're wondering if your connection has what it takes to take on the greater challenges in life, or like life's responsibilities, something like that. So with the Magician, it seems like they think about you. That's something where there's something on their mind that they're wanting to kind of create with you. One interpretation that I got initially when I shuffled out your cards was maybe this person feels that you don't understand what they're going through. And that maybe it's like they wish that you had a better understanding of like the depths of their issues or something like that. Like maybe if this is someone who expresses their problems to you, they might think that you don't see it as such a big problem, or something like that. And maybe it's like you think that this person could easily kind of just deal with it or something like that, and they wish that maybe what they could be thinking about is if you understood more of like what they're going through from their perspective. I think they wish that you had a like kind of a more understanding energy for them. That you were like maybe more sensitive to them about something that they're going through, that and like the reason why they feel like maybe you've been not really seeing, like maybe they think of you as coming across as a bit insensitive to their problems. They think that if you truly understood what they were going through and how they were feeling, that you would have more like sympathy for them. And I think it's something where it's like they want to open up with you about things, but they need there to be a feeling of like you actually understand what they're going through. So it's like maybe I don't know, it could be that if this person comes to you with problems, you're the one offering solutions. But maybe they don't want solutions, they just want comfort. And yeah, maybe that comes across as their energy not really being able to handle much. Another interpretation I kind of forgot about is that this could be someone who feels that they're weak, that they can't handle challenges. So yeah, I don't know. It feels like maybe this person feels like you don't understand what they're going through. And if you understood what they were going through and had showed like more sympathy for them, they would be more willing to like open up with you about their problems. I don't know. It does seem like they want to open up with you, but they feel like they can't. And part of the reason is because they feel like maybe you wouldn't understand them or you wouldn't show enough sympathy. Or it's like they're looking for more fairness within the connection to be able to create something with you or open up with you more. It's kind of what I get. And then it could also be more of that interpretation of they're wondering if you two would make a strong partnership that could handle bigger challenges or bigger responsibilities. And it's like until they really see that you could, handle such things, they're not exactly ready to open up just yet, but it does seem like they want to, create something with you. So I don't know. Let's see. We have this flower card. Oh, it's upside down. We have perspective. Interesting that it was upside down in its perspective. And that's kind of why I thought maybe it has to do with like they feel like you don't understand what they're going through based off of maybe how talk with them about certain problems. They feel like you would have given them more sympathy, and that would have been like evidence that you truly understand what they're going through. But because maybe I don't know, I feel like this justice energy almost represents you, like kind of like a more intelligent energy, kind of wanting to solve things. And maybe it's like they feel like they only get solutions from you, and they want like sympathy from you instead of solutions, something like that. Where it's like they just wish that you understood things from their perspective. It says during tough times, reflect on your partner's positives to maintain perspective. I just kind of feel like they think that maybe you don't see things from their perspective and they wish that you saw things from their perspective, and if you did see things from their perspective, they would feel more comfortable to open up with you and share more with you. Um, and I don't know, I'm not saying this in a way to try and influence you to do what this person wants, because I kind of feel like this is an energy that, I don't know, I'm getting that they need to grow up about something. And they don't want to see something in a certain way. They don't want to solve something, but they just want you to see it from their perspective, which might not be a very helpful perspective, or it doesn't really create solutions or growth. It doesn't really help this person, is kind of what I get, but who knows? I don't know. That's just what I'm seeing. But we have this letter, so it does make me think like, yeah, this person wants to open up with you. They want to share more with you. But I do feel like they're holding back because maybe they need some encouragement. Support your partner to pursue their dreams. Yeah, it just seems like they want a lot of support from you. They want a lot of sympathy from you, a lot of comfort from you. It's like, I don't know if you resonate with that, where it's like this person comes to you with their problems and maybe they're coming to you with the same problems. And you're like, well, you could do all these things about it and you wouldn't even be dealing with those problems anymore. And they're like, well, you just don't understand because you're just giving me solutions. You're not giving me comfort. So I don't know. I do feel like they think about wanting comfort from you, wanting you to understand their perspective and be more sympathetic and encouraging for them. And maybe, who knows, it might not just be like, this person having the same issues and they're not actually fixing it and, having the responsibility to take on challenges. It could just be that they're going through a rough time, and they feel a little bit weak right now, so they wish they had more support from you. And I think if they felt like, they had your support, they could feel more trusting and they could open up with you more. It could be because of your reaction to their problems. They feel like they should keep quiet because they're not getting the sort of support that they're looking for from you at this time. So hopefully that makes sense. This was an interesting reading, so I hope it resonated with you and, is helpful in some way. But thank you for watching, and I'd love to have you back for another reading. But that's it. Bye. Okay, pile 4, welcome to your reading. So you chose the Pink Moonstone and the Empress card. So we're going to take a look at what your person's current thoughts and feelings are towards you. And this top card here, the Empress, is supposed to kind of represent like your person who's thinking about you and maybe kind of like your connection with this person. So for the Empress, like, we have a very feminine energy here. Someone who, kind of has their stuff together. This could be someone who's very attractive, someone who takes care of themselves, someone who, I would say like this is someone who doesn't rely on other people for maybe much of anything. This person has, they're very responsible. We also have a bee here, so it does make me think of, someone who's busy, someone who's productive. This could be someone who does work a lot, or at least keeps like very busy within their responsibilities. Maybe this is someone who does take care of bees in a way, like they want to save the bees. So maybe, I don't know, they're someone who would nurture an injured bee back to health or something like that. But yeah, I mean, that makes sense with the Empress, a very nurturing sort of energy. This could also be someone who, maybe this represents your energy and how this person sees you, which is they really put you like on a pedestal. They see a lot of value in you. This would mean that like you're a very important person in their life. So yeah, that representing your person, and we're going to roll some astro dice to see how your person's kind of currently viewing you at this time. So for pile 4, how's their person currently viewing them? Okay, so we have Leo, we have Pluto, and we have the 3rd house. So yeah, with the 3rd house, maybe this is someone you talk to a lot. The 3rd house does also make me think like maybe this is someone who does live like in your city or near you. So maybe you travel with this person, you go places with this person, you meet up with this person. But yeah, definitely maybe having conversations with them. They see you as someone who is interesting to talk to. With Leo energy, they could see you as someone who's very fun, someone who gets a lot of attention. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they might see you as someone who's quite popular, like you have a lot of friends, you're talking to many different people. The Pluto energy could also be a bit of like you're mysterious to this person. Could be that you've been through a lot and this person knows that. Like big transformations. There's also a lot of intimacy with Pluto. So, and with Leo, like it does make me think of like possibly a romantic connection, and this person, finds you to be attractive. So yeah, let's see. That's all I want to say about that, and let's take a look at your cards. So you have feminine, and this we're getting into like their feelings and their thoughts about you, and we have the house. So I thought that was interesting that came out in like their feelings towards you when they come across as the Empress. So I wonder if maybe it resonates for some people that this is like like a lesbian connection, something like that, and maybe that's what they think about. I don't know, but With the house and feminine, I don't know. It does make me think of someone who takes care of the house. Maybe they think about that with you. They could think of you, or they could have feelings that you're kind of like a home for them, that they can kind of trust you. They feel comfortable with you. They can kind of really open up with you. I definitely feel like that because with feminine in the house, like I feel like they see you as someone who's, maybe like not very judgmental, like very open. Maybe someone who's very accepting of other people or something like that. So I do feel like this person feels like they can trust you, they can open up with you. They feel comfortable around you. So let's take a look. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and then we have Judgment. Interesting. So with the Page of Swords, I do feel like this person, yeah, it definitely seems as if they do have a lot of their attention on you. They could be very curious about you, or I also, not necessarily curious, but I kind of feel like the Page of Swords represents them watching you, maybe watching how you do things. We have two pages here, so maybe, you and this person are the same age or very close to the same age. Um, And kind of what came through initially when I shuffled out the cards is that well, I mean, it could be that they are kind of wanting to make sure that you're doing things the right way. With like the Page of Swords, like I see that as like someone who's very intelligent, someone who observes things quite like intensely. So it could be that this person is observing you pretty intensely and kind of like wanting to make sure, like it seems like they're wanting to make sure you're doing things the right way because we have Judgment here, which is kind of like finding better ways to do things, going through certain awakenings or breakthroughs that, makes things more obvious to you. I kind of get the sense that this person is like with the house and feminine, like they're wanting to make sure you do things the right way, that they can trust that you'll handle certain responsibilities the right way. And like my readings, like, and I explain this, that, you don't have to be coming to these thoughts and feelings readings for a love interest. Like this also gives me the vibes of like a boss who's wanting to make sure her employees are doing, you know, the work that they're supposed to do the right way. Like with the Page of Pentacles does give like a bit of like, someone who's trying to be productive about something. Um, and maybe, the page represents a level of like inexperience in something. So it's like, to me, it's making me think of like a new employee who's learning a new job, like a like a new job, and you have someone kind of watching you to make sure you're doing things the right way and coming in and correcting you if you do something the wrong way. So I don't know, it feels like maybe they're thinking about that with you. It's like if you need their help, if you need their advice, if you need to be corrected so that you're doing something the right way. Or maybe it's like, I could also see maybe they're thinking that about you, as in they see that in you. Like they think that maybe you see them as someone who needs help, who needs advice, who can't always do things the right way. And it's like you need to come in and kind of save them and teach them the right way to do something so that they don't, mess up or something. I also, there's like kind of work vibes coming through. So maybe like the Page of Pentacles represents like a new beginning in work. So yeah, that's kind of where I get like a new employee learning things. Um, I don't know, maybe this is like your employee, and they're thinking that you need to watch them closely so they don't mess something up. Otherwise, it could also be it's like you're trying to figure out, or maybe this person's trying to figure out if you two could make a good like partnership for work. Like if you have what it takes to be like a stable like partner in work. So let's see, we have this heart lock with a key, and this is, yeah, okay. That's funny. Teamwork. Approach challenges as a team, collaborating to find solutions to difficulties. And then we also have this little angel here. It's so funny too because it's like, well, she has both of her hands up to her face, almost like, that would be a position people have their hands in when they're like sleeping. Not really that people actually sleep that way, but that's how it's shown a lot of the times. But it also makes me think of someone who's like whispering something, like kind of trying to guide the other person. So I feel like there's a lot of thoughts about like guidance here, like teamwork and guidance, something like that. So we have active listening. Listen attentively and validate your partner's words by repeating them. This does feel like, I don't know, for me, it just makes me think of like a new work, like a new job or something like that. And you're learning like the responsibilities of a new job. And like the Page of Swords would be someone who's, is it the word like shadowing you, like making sure that you're like doing things correctly, something like that, and you're learning things. Otherwise, like it doesn't have to be that. This does feel like a partnership, like someone that you interact with often. And I just can't tell who's who in this scenario, but it's like someone's wanting to guide the other person and make sure that they're doing things the correct way. And it could be that for some of you, it could be that this person does feel like, if you're the one who has the knowledge and is kind of watching and making sure they're doing things the right way, they're not messing up or something, it could be that they feel like a little bit insecure about that they feel like, it's embarrassing that they need help, or it's embarrassing that they need guidance. It's embarrassing that they can't do things on their own. But I do feel like if that's the case, it's like, it's this person's insecurities, because if you're new at something, of course you're going to make mistakes. Like that's natural. That's how you learn. So yeah, I don't know. It could be that they feel like, a little bit, insecure about that they're needing so much help from you to make sure that they're doing things the right way. I definitely think, and then, yeah, it could also be kind of reversed where it's like they're thinking, of ways to kind of come in and give you information so that you are, I guess, kind of doing things the correct way. Maybe without making you feel like, you're less than or something because you're new at something. Maybe it's something where they're thinking about how they can guide you in a way that encourages you more. It doesn't make you feel small or something like that. So maybe it's like this is someone who's trying to, find ways to encourage you more, give you like positive reinforcement, something like that. And help you feel like your work is valued, even if you're new at something or just beginning something. I hope this makes sense. This was kind of a strange one to come out. So yeah, hopefully it makes sense for you and it resonated. So thank you for watching, and I'd love to have you back for a future reading. And that's it from me. Bye. Okay, pile 5. Welcome to your reading. So you guys chose the fluorite here, and we'll take a look at your cards and see how your person, what they're currently thinking and feeling towards you. So your person represents the Tower. So the Tower to me, representing a person, I would say This is someone who I would think is like maybe quite unstable in life. Like maybe it's like they don't have a clear vision of what they want in life. I also feel like the Tower could be someone who's, along with not really understanding what they want, maybe not always being the most clear with other people. Maybe this could be someone who does tend to mislead others in a way. And because they're not being fully honest, things kind of don't exactly work out for this person. Like it could be that they come across as very unstable. They never know what they want out of life. Like things are constantly changing within their life. To me, it kind of represents like a sort of chaotic person. And it could also represent just your connection with this person, that, things have been rocky. There's been kind of like a failure in the connection, like a failure to launch, or things just suddenly kind of end or kind of fail or something like that. So let's see. I'm going to take a look at the Astro dice and see like how this person's currently viewing you. And I think this will really help with your reading because, I don't know, I do have a better memory of the last pile than the other piles in this reading. So how is pile 5 viewing their person right now? So we have Aquarius, then the 6th house, we have the Sun. Okay, so Aquarius Sun, they could view you as someone who's quite independent, someone who's very unique, someone who's not usually looking for outside validation. You could be someone who has a lot of friends, and they see you that way. They could see you as someone who can be maybe a little less like open with your emotions than maybe other people that they know. We have the 6th house. So I don't know, there could be a focus on your day-to-day life, your routines. Maybe you have very strict routines. Maybe you have like a specific diet, specific workout routine. It could also be the 6th house relating to, like, I don't know, you could know this person from work. And yeah, I don't know, this just could be someone who views you as someone who's very responsible, someone who's maybe very busy, very focused again on their like day-to-day routines or their duties in life. Like I would say, yeah, this person sees you. It's maybe very opposite from this person. Like this person's very unstable. And they view you, I would say, as someone who's a lot more stable, someone who has like a stable lifestyle, something like that. They could think of you as someone who's very popular, someone who's well liked. And yeah, like also with Aquarius, someone who's very intelligent as well. So yeah, that's how they're viewing you. So let's take a look at your cards. We have the Writer. Yeah, okay. No, this is going to make a lot of sense. And we have the Tower. I thought that was funny. You got the Tarot Tower and the Lenormand Tower. But yeah, for this reading, I went and purposely looked into like the Norman combinations to see what sort of interpretations come out. And this one was interesting. And I thought, your pile was kind of the one that made me think maybe I should roll Astro dice for how their person is currently viewing the viewer. Mostly because this reading could go very two different ways based off of that. But I think it might clear things up for this reading. And I think their feelings towards you or their thoughts about you could be that they feel like you're very closed off towards them, like you're blocking their advances towards you. So you're not very open towards them. They're trying to come in and you kind of block them off in some way. I kind of feel like that's the case if they're seeing you in like, Aquarius energy with the 6th house. Like it's like you're more concerned about like your day-to-day life and your own things. Like they see you as very independent and maybe not needing them. Yeah, we have the Fool. That's so funny, actually. Of course. So yeah, we have more Aquarius energy coming out. And okay, we have the 7 of Swords. Let me make sure these are high enough so you can see them. See a lot of air energy coming through, and then we have the Eight of Wands. Yeah. So it seems as if this person has a lot of feelings towards you. Feels like a very fast energy with the Rider and the Eight of Wands. Like they're wanting to kind of rush in, and it feels as if maybe, yeah, like they want to rush in. They want to like take a risk with you. The Seven of Swords is like, I don't know, this person's a little bit sneaky. Like maybe they're wanting to get away with something. Like I feel like maybe there's something where you feel like this person's not fully honest. Like they're coming across as like the Tower. Like you feel like they're chaotic, they're not very stable, they don't know what they want. And you know, in a love situation, how are you going to go for love if you don't even know what your life's going to look like or what you want out of life? So I don't know, it feels like this, you feel like this person yeah, doesn't know what they want. They just go after like maybe what's in front of them. And I don't know, I get the sense that they feel like you wouldn't be open to their advances towards you because you don't trust them, something like that. And yeah, it's kind of like I don't know, this person might like it seems as if they want something from you, and they're willing to be, you know, seems like they might try and kind of say the things that you want to hear because they know you want to hear something in order to get something from you. Like I see that as the Seven of Swords, like kind of trying to get away with something with you, even if they're not exactly transparent or honest or something like that. So maybe you're already aware of that because with the Rider in the Tower kind of implies blocking someone's advancements. So they could be thinking like, if I rush in, if I take this risk, you know, will they be open to it? Or maybe in the past you already kind of blocked this person out or something like that. So it seems like they're kind of like, you know, especially if you feel like, again, you can't trust this person, you're not getting what you need from this person, so you're blocking them out, and they kind of already experienced that with you. This kind of feels like they're not giving up and they are thinking of more strategic ways to kind of get what they want with you. Is what it seems like. So we have these hearts. There's a little key on it, and it's intimacy. Communicate your desires openly to foster emotional and physical intimacy. Yeah, maybe that's what they've been after. Um, Yeah, because I don't know. The Seven of Swords just makes me feel like this is not, especially when they come up, like up as the Tower energy. It's like this person's maybe not even wanting something stable. Like they're not wanting something that maybe is long lasting, or maybe it's just the fact that like if this is we're talking about relationships, like romantic relationships, you would see this as someone who can never really stay committed in a partnership or something like that. You know, like a lot of relationships didn't work out for this person because like it seems like with this sort of energy that they're not trustworthy and they're very like drawn by their passions, and that's about it. Like the Fool energy is very careless, like I'll just go after it, let's just take this risk. And usually the Fool card is a very positive energy, but in this case with the Seven of Swords, it's like this is a careless person, this is someone who doesn't really care, you know, maybe if they hurt another person in getting what they want or something like that. Like they're very willing to kind of manipulate someone to get what they want from them. And with intimacy coming out, that makes me think, you know, I'm sure you know what I'm thinking with that. And kind of the reason why I'm inclined to think of it in this more negative sense is because they represent the Tower. Like if they represented a different energy, like I don't know, maybe I would say it's like this person's actually wanting to take a risk to open up with you. um, and they do want to talk with you. They want to move things forward with you. And I don't know. The most positive sense of the Seven of Swords is just like someone who's kind of really strategizing to kind of like make the right moves or kind of, get what they want, but maybe not necessarily in a bad way. But I don't know. In this case, it feels like there's a carelessness here. There's like manipulation, possibly. And it's like they're really trying to get something very quickly or something like that. And it feels like this is an energy where it's like if they don't get what they want with you, they'll go get, like, try and get it somewhere else, type of thing. So we have this other card here. We have vulnerability. Share your fears and insecurities to create trust and understanding. I don't believe that for nothing. I don't know. This feels like someone like who wants to create this idea that they're being very vulnerable with you. They're being very honest and open with you. Um, and I don't know, like, so to explain this energy, this might be someone who was very, determined to get something with you, possibly intimacy or something. And they weren't able to show up in the way that you wanted, which might be like being more vulnerable, being more open with their emotions, or like, it's like maybe you felt like you wanted to be able to trust this person and you blocked them out because you can't trust them. Well, then they're going to come back in with this sort of energy that seems very trustworthy. But I don't know. I don't think I would trust it. I feel like this is someone who's wanting to make advances towards you in very sly ways or not very honest ways. Like, this could be someone who, again, brings up things that they know that you want, like, in order to make it seem like this is a connection that you can trust or something that you want, or it's moving in the direction that you want it to be moving in. With the Tower card, I don't know. I don't feel like, with the Tower card, the Fool, and the Seven of Swords, this is someone who could easily switch directions at any time. Like, this doesn't feel like someone who knows what they want. This feels like someone who wants things right in front of them when they're right there, and then who knows about tomorrow, who knows about the next day, kind of thing. And I feel like you kind of already rejected this person or blocked this person off, and they're thinking about that. And they're thinking that the reason why you blocked them out was because you were looking for something deeper than what they were willing to offer. And so I would be very cautious with this person because it seems like they have some sort of intention to rush back in, to take a risk with you, and to maybe make something seem like, something that it's not, which might be that they come in with more openness with their feelings or being more vulnerable. And I don't know if that's like really honest. I think that's just they want to, get somewhere with you. I think that's the most likely scenario. Otherwise, if they're really dealing with some sort of like insecurities and fears, it could be that they're feeling, especially if you did kind of block their advancements. Like, it seems like they see you as someone who's very independent, someone who's focused on your life and maybe doesn't really need them. So maybe if they are viewing you that way, it does create some sort of fear and insecurity within them. Um, and that fear and insecurity could be that they're not sure they can trust you. Like, there could be this that they really want to like rush in towards you, take a chance on you, take a risk towards you, start something new with you. And maybe it's that they want more, intimacy and like openness with you, but they feel like maybe they can't trust you, that they don't know what they're getting involved with you. That could be the case, but I just don't feel like that's the most likely scenario since they do come up as the Tower. I would say actually that does make sense if you resonate more with like this person's not really like an unstable person themselves. Like maybe you don't resonate with this person having these like very chaotic relationships that never worked out or something like that, or something like that. It could be that just your connection with this person came to some sort of abrupt end, and that's how you know this person, and maybe they didn't really necessarily do anything to I don't even know if that makes sense though. But I don't know if you feel like for some reason, like some sort of outside circumstance or outside influence created some sort of breaking down the connection and some sort of like ending within the connection. I don't know. There could be an energy where it's like you're not sure you can trust them. Who knows? Maybe they feel like they're not sure they can trust you. But it seems like overall what they want and what they're thinking about is that they want to communicate with you. They want to start something new with you. Maybe they're wondering if you would block their advances towards you or not. Like they're wondering how open you are to them if they were to approach you. For some of you, I would be cautious because it could be that they're wanting to present themselves as something that you really want in a person, although that's not who they truly are. And it's just because they want you to open up with them on some level. And it's like they have a very unstable energy, so you might not be able to trust them. Yeah, and otherwise, if like nothing really negative happened to where you feel like you can't trust them, and maybe something else happened that caused like a disconnect with this person, it could be that I don't know. I don't really feel like there's so much here. Like, besides the vulnerability card, share your fears and insecurities to create trust and understanding. I don't know if they really do have a whole lot of fears with the Fool coming out as their energy and the Seven of Swords. Like again, that's a very kind of careless energy. Like I don't know, like I'm not really thinking about what happens next. I'm just thinking about what I want to do right now. And because of that, it doesn't seem like this person's really dealing with a lot of fears or insecurities. So I do feel like if you feel like that resonates, that this person doesn't seem to have a lot of anxiety in the connection with you, and you're the one who has more fear and anxiety about this connection, and you feel like they know that, again, I would be cautious because it seems like this person's wanting to kind of take advantage of that and be like, well, I can see that, they can see very clearly what causes you to block them off. And if they can see that clearly, they might kind of shapeshift to be more of what they think you want out of a person to kind of get what they want with you. I don't know. I'm going to stop with this reading. I think that's what's going on. So hopefully that resonates with you in a way that's like, kind of helpful. Maybe it's like you were already kind of cautious about this person, and yeah, these things are showing up. So if you've blocked this person out, maybe that's something you want to continue doing. And this doesn't seem like a very trustworthy energy. This seems like someone who could be manipulative, and kind of come across as very open and vulnerable for a moment just to get you to trust them again or something like that. So yeah, again, just be, I don't know, cautious with this energy, but thank you for watching, and I hope the messages were helpful and they resonated. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in another reading. Bye.